Some people are naturally more in touch with their emotions than others. The good news is, everyone can be more aware of their emotions. It just takes practice, but it's worth the effort. Emotional awareness is the first step towards building emotional intelligence. This is a skill that can help people succeed in life. Now, to further dig in, here are a few basic things about emotions. Emotion changes. Emotions come and go. Most of us feel many different emotions throughout the day. Some last few seconds, others might linger longer, creating a mood. It has different rates. Emotions can be mild or intense or anywhere in between. Intensity of the emotion can depend on the situation and on the person. Later on, we will learn how to rate our emotions. Next, our emotions are neutral. There are no good or bad emotions. However, there are good and bad ways of expressing our emotions or acting on it. Learning how to express emotions in acceptable ways is a separate skill that we call as managing our emotions. That is built on a foundation of being able to understand emotions. Some emotions feel positive, like feeling happy, loving, confident, inspired, cheerful, interested, grateful, or even included. Other emotions can seem to be negative, like feeling jealous, angry, resentful, ashamed, guilty, worried, or even sad. Both positive and negative emotions are normal. It is also situational. All emotions tell us something about ourselves and our situation. But sometimes, we find it hard to accept what we feel. We might judge ourselves for feeling a certain way, like if we feel jealous, for example. But instead of thinking we shouldn't feel that way, it would be better to notice how we actually feel. And lastly, admission of our emotions. Avoiding negative feelings or pretending we don't feel the way we do can backfire on us. You don't have to dwell on your emotions or constantly talk about how you feel. Emotional awareness simply means recognizing, respecting, and accepting our feelings as they happen. In the healthcare practice, you will know that failure to properly handle emotions or create faulty patterns of emotions may even lead to some people developing distresses. Worse, some people would even have diseases related to those. You will definitely learn more on that as you go higher level in the nursing program. This is exciting because you'll be able to help yourself and you will be able to help others. Emotional awareness simply means recognizing, respecting, and accepting your feelings as they happen. Now, before we proceed, I'd like to give you some time to answer one of the questions we asked before we start. How do you feel right now? I want you to start rating your feelings using the scale being shown. Now that you are able to scale your emotions, we will now move on to how do we build emotional awareness? Emotional awareness helps us know and accept ourselves and accept others. So how can you be more aware of your emotions? Let's start with these 3 simple steps. Tune in, rate, and share. Tune in. Make a habit of tuning in how you feel in different situations throughout the day. You might notice that you feel excited after making plans to go somewhere with a friend, or that you feel nervous before an exam, or you might feel relaxed while listening to music, be inspired by going to an art exhibit, or be pleased when a friend would give you a compliment. Simply notice whatever emotion you feel, then name that emotion in your mind. It only takes a second to do this, but it's great practice. Notice that each emotion passes and makes room for another experience. Next is rate. Rate how strong the feeling is. This is the exercise we did a while ago. Make a habit of rating your emotions. After you notice and name an emotion, take it a step further. Here's the short interpretation of the exercise which I borrowed from an educational literacy support assistant, otherwise known as ELSA. We only want to look into the 6 basic emotions, like being angry, sad, happy, surprised, disgusted, or worried. If you identify your current emotion in the first square or arrow, you are in the mild level of that feeling. 3 is in the middle level, and the 5th one is the extreme or intense level. This navigational tool is actually a gift. Your emotions are giving you a very precise indication of where you are right now. Think of a more negative emotion as an alarm signaling, of course, or off track. While you may not always like where you are right now, it's a lot better than being completely lost. By listening or being aware of your emotions, you always have a comparison. Think of it in a modern analogy as a built-in GPS. If where you are right now is not working for you, you can decide if you want to stay there or set out on a different course. This is being mind-minded or emotion-minded. Lastly, and the most vital, is share. Share your feelings with the people closest to you. This is the best way to practice putting emotions into words. This is a skill that would make us feel closer to our friends, our boyfriends, girlfriends, parents, coaches, or anyone whom you trust. Make it a daily practice to share your feelings with a friend or a family member. You could share something quite personal or something that's simply an everyday emotion. Remember, just like anything else in life, when it comes to emotions, practice makes perfect. Remind yourself there are no good or bad emotions. Don't judge your feelings, just keep naming and noticing them.